what I'm doing as I decide on what I'm gonna do. Alright, so I put all the guys together. Well, I mean, sort of. I might need to tinker with them a little bit, but I know exactly where I want them. So actually, this is gonna be going this direction. This guy's Minesweeper guy. He's gonna be in front. This is the road that's gonna go like that. So he's gonna be like sweeping. Like sweeping the road in front of him, you know, landmines. This guy right here, he's going to be hanging out on the top. He's going to have a gun. This guy, he's going to be hanging out of this hatch right here. He's the guy that looks a little more older than the rest of them, so I assume he's like some more of a commander, a figurehead or something like that. So he's probably, you know, barking to, you know, look out there or something like that. There's a guy out here. He's giving directions to, where did he go? This guy right here doesn't have any heads or arms, but I know what I'm going to do. He's going to be around here. Oh, he doesn't stand up. He's going to be right here, kind of like, this guy's going to be like a sniper. I have a dragon off and head somewhere. Yeah, this head's like a, I don't know, looks like a sniper head. So he's gonna be a sniper. So yeah, I don't know. This guy is telling him to do something. And then I'm gonna have another guy, just, you know, mincing or walking gracefully on the side over here. I think I'm gonna have this body. I mean, all the bodies look the same except for a few details, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to have them right here. But the important thing is I'm going to now lay on the clay. So I need to have at least where the feet are going to be, so that you can make an imprint into the clay, so it looks like the feet aren't just like standing in midair, kind of. So on that note, I have some just regular white clay. Make sure you get air dry, natural if you can. None of the baking crap, because that stuff is made with oils and it'll never dry with air. It'll just, you know, be gooey forever. And you can't bake this. I mean, stick this in an oven and you're gonna have a bad time. Anyway, so we might not use the entire thing, but what I'm just going to do is lay out a clean sheet, the really thin, thin sheet, and then I'm going to start putting in details like the road's going to be slightly more above than the sides here, and then there's going to be tracks. I'm going to use the wheels from the kit to make tracks. So it's going to be dirt, like hard dirt. So it's going to be really light, but I just want that little impression of which I can totally take out if I want to later. But I want to have that there because there's no going back when you do the ground. Yeah, gonna go try and flatten this. Kind of hard, but this will work out. Alright, so I've let this all dry, and I've also put some tape around on the wood, which I should have done before I put the clay on, but I forgot. So do that first. So now I'm going to put on the dirt. So what I'm going to do is going to just spread a thin layer of modeling paste all over, and then I'm going to get some, and then I'm using some fine dirt that I've got from outside. I live in Arizona, so there's lots of good dirt around here. It's not the same color as I wanted. I'm gonna have to paint it a little bit, but it's not too bad, and it's nice and fine, and I don't have to spend, you know, absurd amount of money to buy dirt from someone. And I'm also gonna be doing this in more of stages, because I don't want any of the sand to be on the spots where I'm going to be gluing or pinning the guys in. I'm just going to do the area around here first, and then spread it out, and then I'll have the tank on here and do it, and then, you know, etc., etc. Alright, so now you want to make sure you don't touch it, because you don't want the dirt inside of the paste. You want the paste to be there, and then the dirt on top of it, because the paste will cling on the dirt and glue it onto the base, but you don't want the dirt to actually be encompassed inside of the paste, or because you're going to get something that doesn't look like dirt. Here it looks like dirt because it's on top of the paste. So I'm going to wash off my brush and this guy and let this dry, and I'm going to do the rest. Alright, so I've put sand on all the whole board. You can see there's a few white spots, but again, I'm gonna be painting this, so that's alright. So it came out really good. There's a few spots I might brush off. There's, like, you know, maybe some dirt that's a little too big, but I can figure that out while I look this over. But yeah, it came out really nice. You can kind of see you can kind of see the track marks, but they're not, like, really apparent. So that's really awesome. You can kind of see it from the video, but in real life it's not that dramatic. So yeah, I'm gonna paint this now. So I'm just gonna use some tan, some white, and a little bit of yellow. I think in the combination to get the right kind of dusty, deserty kind of color. Yeah, I mean, this is a little too brown, so I want to lighten it and golden it a little bit more. And so I'm just gonna make the paint really light, so about like 80% thinner and then like 20% paint, because you don't want the paint to clog, like the small pores that the sand makes. If you really thin it, then that is less likely to happen. So, but it'll still give it enough coverage, enough tint to change the color. Alright, so I finished painting the base. I think it came out really well. There's a few spots I may want to go back in and kind of twinker with to make it kind of even out. It's kind of hard to, especially with this huge surface, to make sure it's a nice even coat. But it looks good. It looks good. Yeah, I mean, for what I have to say is, geez, one of my first ever dioramas. I think it came out good. All right, so well, at least now the base is done. We can go back in and finish up the actual model. Alright, so I have everything primed and ready for paint. So I'm going to be using a Mr. Color 302, which is FS34092, though most people call this color European Green. It's quite fascinating that even though this is in Afghanistan, they used green for their all their markings and whatnot. And I don't particularly know why. It probably is because Afghanistan is more northern regions where it's more closer to the Soviet Union. Is actually kind of foresty, more than so the southern part where it's really deserty. So we'll just go with that. I kind of have too many tan things in my collection, anyways. So it's gonna do a overall coat of this green. I decided I don't want to do any crazy markings, though there are a few examples online of photos of this vehicle with you know, camo markings and other markings like that. But I'm just gonna stick with the flat green. So I'm gonna do a flat green over that, and then that's pretty much the only color I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in with some tan. So that you can have some of the dusty effects that are that would have built up when the vehicle is driving on this desert. And then I'll go in, and it'll be a lot of. This is going to be a really weathered kit. It's not going to be more. It's not going to be much about painting it the right way. More about weathering it the right way so that it blends into the environment. And then all the guys are just gonna get probably a standard, maybe the green jackets, maybe. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm gonna do these last anyways. Alright, so we'll get this green up, and then we'll start weathering. Alright, so I've put an even coat of the European green on here, and now I'm gonna start decaling it. So one of the issues I kind of came up with this is I'm kind of mixing eras. So I'm kind of pretending that in this era, this vehicle was used by the Soviet Union, and the problem is the decals that came with it are for Russia, the Russian Federation. So that doesn't go with my theme. So I'm gonna have to use different decals, which actually, when I look at this, these decals look absolutely awful. It's like they've yellowed, which is terrible. And they weren't near the sun, so they're probably just awful. Anyways, so I have some more of the decals I had from my old Russian tank from World War II. So I have some the USSR flags, the military, the army symbols, and as well as the vehicle numbers. Obviously, the vehicle numbers don't matter. I mean, they're whatever number you wanted to put on your tank. But the main thing is the flags. I really needed those, the flags and the decals for the emblem, the USSR Army emblem. So got these. Gonna put them on somewhere. Where does this go? They go right on the